Thanks, Josh. Thanks, Bill. Good to see everybody here at the Real McCoys. Yeah, we felt good coming out of that one. Kind of had control of the game from the opening kickoff to the fourth quarter. You go on the road. I think we took 63 players. All 63 guys got on the field and got some live action reps. Yeah, I think there was just a lot of positives that came from that. St. Xavier, we'll play some better teams than St. Xavier, so we definitely got a lot of room to grow and all that, but we're going to make sure that we enjoyed that one for 24 hours, and as we sit here now, we're on to Mary Hardin Baylor.
Right, that's a fond memory.
Right. In your newsletter, I know one of the positives that you pointed out was no turnovers, and that's a second straight game. Now, is that a concerted effort, a focus on taking care of the ball, making smart decisions with the football as well, whether it's in the passing game, whether it's handoffs, being crisp in your assignments? How much of that is a focus going in, and what part of it is effort and focus, then what part of that is the decision-making when it's on the field?
Ball security, without a doubt, is the most, highest emphasis, biggest, most important part of football. I mean, you study it, turnover margins, the number one factor in the wins and losses. Right. So, we harp on that day in and day out. I think it also, for us to have no turnovers in the first two games reflects on our process and how we go about it in our training and just understanding if I'm the quarterback, I got to make decisions. If I'm a ball carrier, whether it's on special teams or on offense, right, you're going to put that thing away, have 5 points of pressure. And you just understand every time I carry this football, I really have the whole team, right? I got the whole team is dependent on me.
Yeah, counting on him. You got to
right.
hold on to it.
Seemed like also a different style of offense that you guys were playing, because where you ran all over Carleton, you passed all over St. Xavier. They were causing problems for you up front, blitzing those gaps, and it seemed like it was taking everything that you could to get every yard. Meanwhile, Mr. Klinkner found plenty of receivers downfield, connected on a number of touchdowns. Kind of a different way of the offense, but it's good for you guys to show that if one's not working, you can balance it out on the other. But you played two games, you won in two different styles when you had the football.
We knew that St. Xavier's defense was going to blitz and load the box and force us to throw the ball because we ran the ball so well in game one. So that's what you got to do in the game of football, right? You got to adjust and adapt. You got to understand the chess game of it, and there's the give and the take. And if they want to load the box and blitz all over the place, well, we can, pull it and throw it and hit some guys one-on-one in some open spots of the field.
Realistically, do you want to try and beat them at what they're trying to do to you, or it doesn't matter how you're like, okay, you guys are going to stop the run, we'll throw all over you? Do you lessen that part of the game and then crank up the other part of the game, or does part of you, with those adjustments that you make, try and say, all right, we need to still do what we do and not totally abandon that? Or is it just, okay, we'll find what does work and we'll stick with that?
I mean, you're going to stick to your identity and who you are, but you're also going to be smart, and you're going to take what they give you. You're going to utilize your strengths and attack their weaknesses, but if they're going to take the runaway and leave a one-on-one matchup with Blake Haggerty and all the space in the field to use, well, we're going to take advantage of that. So, I think it's just a game of football, and I think there was a couple pretty good examples from Saturday. I think it was the third possession on offense. It was a 2nd and 8. We run the ball. Ty Schultz does a great job of putting his foot in the ground and getting vertical. He gets it to 3rd and 4. A little quick pass out to the sideline to Tyler Vasey, and he's able to get upfield and fall forward for 5 yards, which got us a first down. So, there was some more passes there, but they were very high efficient and just, guys getting those critical yards, doing what they're coached. Put your foot in the ground and get vertical so you can fall forward. And, I think there's just a lot of examples of those scenarios right there where we're taking what they give us, getting the ball in our players' hands, and then let them make the plays and make us look good.
It was a tough position for St. Xavier. We didn't know a whole lot about them coming in. We only, see the stats from the first game. It's only week 2. We see 2 quarterbacks. They roll out their first-team offense, and neither of them are under center. And it's like, okay, so now they're on their 3rd quarterback. He gets knocked out, and then they bring in their 4th quarterback, who's one of their starting receivers. And that kind of changed the dynamic for them, but it also gave you guys a little bit of more of a challenge in defense because he was a little bit more mobile than the other guy that you faced.
Yeah, the quarterback that they brought in to finish the game, and I think he came in the last possession of the second quarter, was a receiver, good athlete. So, that was good for us, though.
Sure.
Coach Cortez talking on the sideline. What are we going to do? Do you try to do something a little bit different to keep him in the pocket? And I mean, at that point, the game was pretty in control, and we kind of had it, in a good spot for us. But yeah, it just presents different challenges. He wasn't going to beat us dropping back, throwing the ball down the field vertically, but he was going to beat us with his legs. But at the end of the day, we still were able to get off the field and not let them score any points.
You mentioned this in your newsletter as well. There was a number of times where you tried to contain him in the pocket, and a couple of the guys got inside those tackles, and he was able to scoot around. And I know you talked about discipline in the lanes on the stunts and things that you did up front. Was that part of the reason that he was able to do that? Was because you guys didn't maintain those outside rush lanes?
I think there was probably just one or two examples of that, maybe a few more, but a couple critical ones. He had a good scramble on 3rd and long that we didn't quite hit our landmark there. And, we had a really good play call. We had him right in the pocket, and the blitz was going to get home, and we just messed up in one spot. So, but that's why you play the game. We'll coach him up.
And it's hard to fault him on that because they're going, if I go in here, I can get right to the quarterback and I'm going to get a sack. But once you get in there and he sees you step in there, good quarterbacks that you're going to see down the road here are going to go, well, I'm going to go outside now and take advantage of it. But yeah, I love those twists and stuff you guys do to make it a different look, because lining up in the same thing doesn't seem to get much done. But boy, if you can give a different look, that gives him a different rush, and he's got to be a little bit more hesitant in the pocket.
How hard is it? You're a defensive guy. No matter what the caliber of opponent, how hard is it to shut out an opponent completely? No matter what they have to deal with on offense, no matter how many guys deep either team goes, that takes, I think, a special challenge. I think that's a significant defensive accomplishment. Would you agree?
Absolutely. I mean, Coach Cortez and the defensive staff, we had 10 for 10 on goals this week, and we saw that on Sunday, and like, holy cow, when's the last time we did that? And it's been a while. So, you got to take those wins and feel good about that. And nowadays in 2025, with the rules and how they change, and they really revolve around the offensive side of the ball and protecting the quarterback and receivers and all that to be able to walk away from a game of 4 quarters with a shutout is pretty impressive.
Okay, you mentioned rules. There was a massive stoppage in the game because it seemed like they had the officiating crew had to take out the rule book on a fake punt by St. Xavier, pass to the near side away from you guys, and KJ Sleets with some early contact knocking down the receiver, and the pass was incomplete. There was no flag, and after much talk about the officiating crew, there was no flag because you can't distinguish, and help me on this because we confirmed it with Coach Martin when he was on the way up to the box after halftime. You can't distinguish between a punt and a fake punt, so you can't automatically assume that the outside guy is going to be a receiver getting that, and you can treat him like any other player. So if you got to tackle him, you got to tackle him, and it doesn't matter if the ball's coming his way in the air. That's just a tough break for them and a great break for you guys.
I would think so. We talked. The official on our sideline had conviction in the call. He said that is not a penalty. It cannot be a defensive pass interference call because of what you just said, Josh, and what Coach Martin talked to you about. Sent that same clip to a different officiating crew on yesterday, I guess Sunday, and he responded by saying that is definitely defensive pass interference.
All right, so the only thing for sure is nothing's for sure.
We'll take it. It's a teachable moment. Whether there's the penalty or not, like we got to have poise in that situation. You got to be able to read the receiver's demeanor and not grab onto him. So
because I think he had him covered. It just seemed like as the longer the play went, he started thinking, man.
Yeah, the ball was short, and Cage just got there too fast.
Yeah, and he ran the guy up. It was good coverage until he tackled him, and then it turned into bad. But it's like you don't want to be the fool on that punt. You don't get burned on a fake punt. But, boy, that was a spirited conversation. You didn't get to hear the people down in front of us. John Q. Public really had something to say about it. And the officiating we love talking about those conferences because that gives us Josh got to do every advertiser we had on the air for that whole day during that break. But that's good because they got it right. According to that crew, that was the right call.
And they were convicted in it. So they had the conversation. They went back and forth. Both the head official and our line judge came and spoke to me about it. And they said it's not a defensive pass. I mean, you can kind of get the rule a little bit from the standpoint of how is that guy supposed to know it's a punt? How is that guy supposed to know it's a pass? But I think how that particular play played out,
Right.
it's tough to not, penalize him.
Yeah.
I know you had a couple of guys rotating on kickoff, and you kind of went with the hot leg in Mr. Tackett. Is he now the front runner for the kickoff job? Or are you able to say that confidently heading into this third game?
I think there's we're going to travel only three specialists to Texas, so
Okay.
we'll have to make a decision there. I don't know if we're going to go fully with one guy or not. But,
Okay. All right.
yeah, we'll see.
Tryouts continue. But boy,
Continue.
he gets
You
such in our very junior high-ish press box. The ball was going over the top of our before he got down there. That gives the Thundering Herd an awful lot of time to get down there and cover stuff that's going on. I loved it. It was great.
Yeah, the key to kickoff is getting hang time.
Right.
You
You
get
gotta
the thing
get your
up in
guys
the
down
air,
there,
get
yeah.
hang time. Then they don't have as much time to set up their blocks or the space they need as a returner to get where they want to go.
Special teams player of the week, and I'll have you introduce all the guys that you have here in just a second before we get a couple of them up here after Coach Cortez. Say a little bit about Seth Adams and the job that he did in the extra points and all the field goal attempts. That's a very big model of consistency that you've had the first 2 weeks through the season at that position.
Seth's done an unbelievable job. I mean, 14 for 14 on the year. And, the thing I tip my cap to Seth about is his competitiveness and his willing to work. We brought in a lot of legs this fall camp and almost brought in Jackson Fox, and he never blinked an eye, right? He said he embraced the competition. He attacked the summer, worked his tail off, and the work that he put in is now, coming to light. So super proud of Seth and glad he's on our team.
How quickly do you start reviewing game film? I know when we first started out this a couple of years ago and I rode back with the team from St. John's, you guys already had pads and things and looking at film on the bus on the 7-hour trip or 6.5-hour trip, whatever it was. Did you do that with the trip home from Chicago? Are you immediately breaking things down so that you can get things out on Saturday night and then get a head start on the review on Sunday?
I think a few of our coaches on staff would start getting some things done on the bus. I haven't. I got a new routine this year. I don't even look at the film on Saturday night.
Okay.
Just spend a little bus ride of listen to some music and relax a little bit, and then I'll
So
just
it's all
get
about
to
decompression.
That's right. A little quiet
Okay.
time, a little Jace time, and we'll look that film up in the morning and start watching that the next day.
Well, it was a great game. Congratulations again, 2-0. You've got a number of players here. Why don't you introduce those to the people that are watching and also
Go slow. I want them to
here
stand up.
at Real McCoy's and Coach O wants them.
All right,
to
Thundering
stand.
Herd, here's your key. When Coach says your name, stand up and wave.
Yeah, so our two offensive players of the week this week, we'll start with Blake Haggerty, a junior receiver, number 13 from Colorado.
Woo!
We got Pat Lippy, a senior captain, number 19, a receiver for us from Port Washington.
Good enthusiasm, though.
Yes.
On the defensive side of the ball, Jaden Fowler, a linebacker from Illinois, a sophomore.
Woo!
Dom Bears, number 42, another linebacker, sophomore from Illinois.
Woo!
Right.
I like
On
this.
special teams, we already hit on it. Seth Adams, number 38, our kicker and punter
Ooh.
from Illinois. And then our two scout team guys, we got Bradley Moroza, tight end. And then we got Saf. I'm sorry, Saf. I'm Kokoschka.
Say it with
From
some
Illinois as
conviction.
well.
Coach.
Thank you, Saf. Sorry.
We'll get that done by next year.
That's all right. Well, congratulations to you all. We'll get a couple of you up here. And, Coach, thanks. We'll talk about the trip and the preparation down to Texas for the second time in 2 years when we wrap up the show in a little bit.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
All right,
Thank you,
that's Head Coach Jace Rindahl. Pleased to welcome to the Quarterback Club Show now the defensive coordinator for UW-Whitewater, Ryan Cortez. Come on up, Coach Cortez.
Always good. In our years of doing this, we've had the pleasure of talking to Coach Cortez many times, but we're going to go from the get-go because freshman people won't know what's going on. So we're going to go and do the same stuff so you don't go home and say to your wife, why does he ask me that same stuff every time I talk to him? Coach Cortez, where are you from?
I'm from Palatine, Illinois.
Palatine, Illinois, and when you got done at Palatine High School, you ended up coming to UW-Whitewater to play.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about that.
Was looking for a place to continue my education and play college ball, and came on a trip to Whitewater, and had some other trips lined up after that. But essentially, when I was done with my visit, I kind of knew where I was going and made the call and decided to commit to Whitewater, and probably best decision I've ever made in my
I'm
life.
just going to say, now you're looking back at it a few years, it's still the right place.
Still in the right place. Yes, sir.
Hurrah! That's worth a round of applause right there. Good. We're very happy you made that call. You played linebacker, coach, but you're coaching defensive line. When did that? I see in your resume you coached a lot, linebackers, tight ends, D-line. Like D-line the best?
Yeah, D-line's fun.
Yes, it is. It is. And you have, I call them the world's largest sprint medley relay team because you have some large human beings that literally run as fast as they can on and off. We've talked about the play rotation and that they know exactly how many plays they get and that somebody else is coming in after those. You have done a tremendous job with those guys. You lost a lot of really good guys from last year, but nobody's going to look sideways because you got a lot of good people in the fold again in 2025.
Yes, sir. I think we got a lot of talented guys and some guys that were sophomores last year and guys that were juniors last year that are, taking on the role of leadership that kind of we left of, some guys that have been around the program for a while, fifth-year guys that were staples in our defense. And I think those guys have done a great job.
And it's so exciting because we started counting how many numbers I had there of your guys. You took 63 guys. There had to be 12 defensive linemen. You had to have a big percentage of the people on the bus were D-line.
Yeah, we usually take 10 to away games, but all 10 got in the game.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love
good.
that. I think I counted up 24 people I had written down for tackles. I mean, they weren't all D linemen. They were the leaders of it. Sorry, Barris, don't want to embarrass the linebackers, but they have a lot of great guys. You guys are eating up the manhood in front, and they all fly to the ball, which is a great concept. Let's talk about your lovely families over there, Coach. And I think Coach picked you to come here because your children enjoy that dollhouse and those trucks over there so much that every time do you come –
I think it just kind of works out that way, but McCoy's definitely has a great setup for the kids. It's a great spot. Me and my wife love to come here because.
Speaking of which, introduce them all, Coach, please.
I have my wife, Ashley, my oldest, my son, Roman.
I think he's over here with the trucks.
Carter, my daughter in the pink dress with the hearts there.
She's
big
a
old
beautiful
smile.
girl.
And then the newest member getting fed maybe some bananas there. That is my youngest. How old is she? 7 months? 8 months?
8 months. Wow.
That would be my daughter, Dre.
No change in life when you got that third one. Well, yeah, let's clap for all of those people. I've always said that when you went from 1 to 2 and 2 to 3, it's not addition, it's multiplication. It seems like there's a lot of stuff going on.
Oh, yeah.
And your lovely wife's got to be a very busy woman during the football season when you're gone for a while, and that's a lot of people. But I'm sure you got a great setup, and she does a whale of a job, just as my wife did for all the years. Good for you. All right, let's talk about your positioning on Saturday when we were down in that middle school press box. Were you down in the end with us, or are you down on the field?
I was down on the field.
You're down on the field. One of your defense, the gentleman who calls the defense, I think got smacked into pretty good over there. You got to remind him to back up, Coach. My God, he got hit, and it was kind of a roll and a tumble going backwards. I wasn't sure he was going to get up.
I think we need to just give him a little bit more awareness of when the play is coming to him, move.
It's not a concept. There's a whole bunch of large human beings coming at you very fast. The bad news of it was earlier in the game, the chain gang did the same thing. He stood there. It was like he was holding the dike in from the water run. And it's like, dude, throw that down and run. You don't want to get hit by these guys. Well, he okay?
Paco's a champ. Yeah, he popped right back up. Was ready to call the next play. He was all ready to roll.
He never even looked up. It was like that was all part of the scheme. All right, I didn't do you justice. Coach, you're on the sideline because you got a better feel for how the defense is going by being down there.
Yeah, I like being able to interact with the guys and talk to them and, hear what they're saying, right? And
make changes.
Get both views, see what they're seeing on the field, and then also what we're seeing as coaches kind of gives you a better feel of what's going on.
All right. Do you have a headset on?
I do have a headset, yes.
Who's up in the booth? Coach Martin and who else?
Coach Martin, Coach Pasoric, and Coach Lapp.
Okay. All right. So you got people, they're telling you what you want to hear from up there. Then you take what you see, ask your guys. So when you sit down, and I try to talk about this all the time because I don't believe these dudes on Saturday did it. When they come off the field, they are coming down and they are sitting down with you and we're reviewing what just transpired.
Yes, sir.
And I don't know, Coach Cortez, why people don't do that. We do high school games and it's like they're roaming the sidelines. And I know they want to support their teammates, but that's the break where you get to make accommodations to what you think is going to help you be more successful.
Yeah, every once in a while, our guys get a little excited for the offense, but it's important that we review what we're doing and we're doing our job on our end, right? Let the offense take care of their stuff. If we hear the crowd roaring, we know they're doing their job, so we got to make sure that we're getting all our stuff buttoned up so that when we're out there, we're taking care of our end of that as well.
I'm worried about having Sadler on the extra point team because we score all those points and he has to run the 100-meter sprint out there to be a blocker on the extra point team.
2 weeks ago when Tyler had that return, he had about a 150-yard sprint down there on I don't think he really knew what was going on, and he took off screaming to get down there for PAT.
I don't want to say it, but he might be faster on that sprint. He's chasing a quarterback because he doesn't want to cost you a chance on an extra point or a field goal.
You could probably make that argument.
Oh, gosh, that is fabulous. Okay. I could talk for hours. These guys, we go to Texas. You're taking 60. You take 10. You get them ready. It's Mary Hardin Baylor, so you know they're going to be pretty good.
Yes, sir.
We euphemistically put it, we didn't play very well last year, and I don't mean you, I mean everybody. We just got it handed to us. So do you show them that film of last year? Do you talk about that, or are we all about 2025?
2025.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. 2025. It's about this year. I mean, obviously the guys that were around remember that, and they probably have that in the back of their head, but we got to focus on what we got in front of us. And that's really, in the grand scheme of things is tomorrow and prepping tomorrow to, have the best day we can tomorrow.
Right. And go now and don't give away any secrets. What are they doing that they're on Saturday when we broadcast it? What are they pretty good at, or are they pretty good at everything?
I would say they're good at the things that they've been good at in the years that have made them really talented and really successful football team, right? They got guys that can make plays pretty much everywhere on the field.
Right. Run the ball, throw the ball. They're just
both. Yeah, they're 50-50 straight.
Okay.
Straight through. They want to be able to run the ball. They have guys that can make plays on the perimeter, whether that's in, on a bubble or throwing the ball deep on a post, right? They can challenge you in a lot of different ways.
Okay, good. We'll talk. Again, I could go for an hour, but we got lots of people to talk to. The thing, those bubbles are not working against you, not only because your linebackers are standing there and holding up the blocker, but then the sprint medley relay team is running down the line of scrimmage to where that play is and just knocking the daylights out of those guys from the back. I don't think that's happened to them in a lot of other places, that the defensive line has such a tremendous angle of pursuit. They never get going. And
that's what it's all about, pursuit.
There's an attaboy in there for you, Coach. I don't know what drill you do, but I don't think I've ever seen anybody that's got the kids flying to the sidelines as much as you do. It is always good to talk to you, Coach.
Appreciate you.
We'll see you in Texas.
Yes, sir. Coach Cortez, defensive coordinator for the Whitewater football team. All right, we're going to start in with talking to some of our players. Thank you, Coach Cortez. Good to see you. Some of our players of the week that we're going to get up here and get to know. We'll start with kicker and punter Seth Adams. Come on up here, Seth. All right, want to remind everybody that we have great sponsors for the UW-Whitewater Quarterback Club that really makes this into a top-notch program. Stebnet's Builders, Maney Construction, UW-Whitewater Chancellor's Office. He's a big fan of Whitewater football. Buckhorn Resort, Badger Bob's Bar and Grill, the Real McCoy's here, and also Shaft Funeral Home. Pleased to welcome Seth Adams. Seth, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Get up there and get nice and close to that mic. We can even pull that forward if you don't want to lean forward there.
Move. It's fine that doesn't go. All right, Seth, tell the listening public you are the kicker for UW-Whitewater. Where are you from?
I'm from Utica, Illinois.
Utica, Illinois. Let's do a geography. Where is Utica, Illinois?
Hours south of Rockford.
Hours south of Rockford. Wouldn't that be Chicago?
No.
So you're north of Chicago?
No, I'm southwest.
So were we by your house the other day when we were down?
No. We were farther.
Okay, you're killing me. All right, so were we close to Utica, Illinois?
No.
No.
Whitewater's closer.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to look that up when I get home. All right. Hurrah. Where were you last year, Seth Adams? Were you on our freshman team?
I was.
You was.
Yeah.
Did you kick for the freshman, the JV team or whatever you call it?
Yeah, I did.
How'd that go?
It was good. It was fun.
Did you do all of them? Did you kick off? Did you do extra points and field goals?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're a veteran of being around here. You've seen the spot, seen the spotlight, seen us run a bevy of other people in here from all over God's green earth, and now you from Utica, Illinois, roll in and go, I think I can do this job.
Yep.
Can you?
Yeah.
Yes, I think you can. Good answer. All right. You didn't start this. I got to go with this one. You didn't start playing football till you were 17. So what? You're a junior?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You were interested in kicking because you did a science fair project on kicking in 8th grade. Run that through the listening public. And remember, I taught for 35 years. They would never let me teach science. So don't be too technical. But what was your science project about kicking?
So I basically just put a ball on a tee, and I would tilt it back and forth and just see how, like, the height difference and how it affect ball flight.
And so after you kicked it, you measured every one?
I would measure before, so I measured the angle of the hold, like forward or backwards.
But you didn't have anybody helping you. This was you putting the ball on the tee, and then you kick it.
Yeah.
Okay. How many would you say you did?
Probably about 10 kicks.
10 kicks.
Yeah.
What'd you get in the science project?
I got an A.
Attaboy. Love those stories. And then you did this even though you weren't playing football.
Yeah.
Just because it looked like an intriguing thing to do, an easy project. What brought you to doing that as a science project?
I always played soccer. I just thought the kicking aspect was fun.
Okay.
It seemed interesting.
And football's certainly different. It's all footwork, and you know better than I do, but kicking that one compared to a soccer ball is a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, it's a completely different world. Found that out pretty quick.
Well, I'm thrilled with your results so far. You've obviously have done a pretty good job. Tell us about your family in Utica, Illinois. Mom, dad, sisters, brothers.
I have 2 older brothers that are, my middle brother is 26, my oldest is 30, and then my dad works he's a sells insurance. My mom's a teacher.
She is.
Yep.
What does she teach?
World history.
World history.
Yep.
Outstanding. Did you take her class?
I did, unfortunately.
Did she bust your chops or did she let you eat off easy?
It was during COVID, so it was pretty easy.
Oh, yeah. There wasn't a whole class going, Adams is getting favorites because he's his mom's favorite. All right, you thought your biggest role model was your middle brother, Matthew. Why, Seth?
He always supported me. As a kid, like, he would always play games with me, play whatever sport I wanted to or activities. He was always a role model and helped me out.
And how much older is he than you? Like
6 years.
Yeah, so that's quite a difference.
Yeah.
But he still was pretty patient with the little guy. And did you guys go out and play soccer, or did you go out and play football? What did you do?
We did everything. Our neighbors had, I think, 10 kids, so we'd always go out and play with them.
There was always a game to be had.
Yeah.
Oh, Seth, I love that story. I had 3 brothers, and we were the neighborhood always came over to our house. It says you played football, soccer, baseball, and basketball. There's only 3 seasons. How'd you play 4 sports?
Well, I only did it my junior year. But
okay.
I played 3 up until my junior year. I did all 4 my junior year, and then I stopped playing soccer for my senior year.
Okay. And you were all conference in all 4 sports?
Sir.
How big is Utica High School?
Well, Utica's a small village next to 2 towns called LaSalle, Peru.
Okay. What was the high school you went to? I'm sorry, I should have done that.
LaSalle, Peru.
South what?
LaSalle, Peru.
Okay. And you were first team all conference in all 4 sports.
Sir.
I'm telling you, as an old guy looking at that, that's quite an accomplishment you should be extremely proud of. That's something when people notice you. Okay. You were also the regional champions in basketball. What position did you play in basketball?
I was point guard.
Okay. Were you good?
Yeah, I was good.
Got the ball to everybody who needed to get the ball?
Tried to.
Okay. Well, you must have. You made all conference. You had to be doing something right.
Yeah.
All right. Good for you. All right. I know what Link Crew is. Tell the listening public you were a member of Link Crew, and then we'll talk about Harbor Homeroom later on. What's Link Crew?
It's like freshman orientation, like doing some games. First day the freshmen come to the high school, just getting them accustomed to the school a little bit before they start their first day. And
seeing a nice smiling face like yours would make them feel a little more welcome than if it's just, here's your class, do your schedule, shut up, you're a freshman.
Oh, yeah.
The schools I was at did the same thing, and that is a great program.
Yeah.
Let's see, how do I do this nicely? Some people don't want to do that, and it's nice you did because it helped out a lot of kids. I'm sure getting orientated to high school, that would have been scary. What is the Harbor Homeroom?
It goes over like social or mental health issues that might be going on with like kids around that age. So we just like show a presentation, ask a couple questions, and then we'd have a group discussion in classrooms.
And you went around and had the conversations?
Yeah.
You yourself, or there was a whole group of you?
There was many people. There was 2 people in each classroom.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because, again, that is not something that John Q. Public would think football, a guy who's in 4 sports would do.
Yeah.
Okay, boy. Okay. I got about an hour's worth, but we can't do it with you just so we can't do it with everybody else. What brought you to Whitewater?
So my brother went to a school in northern Iowa. It's about 10,000 people. I like that size of school. In D3, you can't really find that. And I found Whitewater, 10,000 people, good at football, and facilities were good, and that was that.
Good for us.
Yeah.
What's your major?
Human performance with a minor in allied health.
What are you expecting to do with that when you get done?
Either healthcare or something in like the gym or something like that. I'm not completely sure.
You
yet.
want to open your own place? Because, you could have quite a clinic there. You could
Yeah.
do conditioning, and then you could do a little kicking stuff.
Yeah.
You could be very popular.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You want to go back to Utica, or you want to stay in the big city? What do you want to do? And I don't mean Whitewater.
Definitely not stay where my hometown is. It's a small area.
Yeah.
Need to branch out.
And everybody, okay, good. It's always be easy to get to.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Seth, that it's been a pleasure.
Hold on. Tell us about the Rubik's Cube.
Oh yeah, I got into it this summer. Learned how to solve it on a YouTube video, and
In a minute.
yeah.
Anybody got one?
Yeah, there's got to be one over there. See if Cortez's kids can dig up a
He can
Rubik's
do it. He
Cube.
can
in there.
solve a Rubik's Cube in a minute. We'll have to see the video of that.
That's awesome.
We'll believe
Thank
it.
you.
Good for you.
All right.
Nice talking to you.
Seth Adams, everybody.
Sorry, Josh. I missed
No,
that
that's
one.
all right. That's a good tidbit we wanted to get in. All right, Don Barris, come on up, sir. I think this is your second time up. Were you up here last year? Yeah. All right.
All right. Well, the further you get up the scale, the more I get to talk to you. So it just gets better, Dom. All right. Tell the listening public what number you are, what position you play for the Warhawks.
I'm number 42. I play outside linebacker.
Okay. And there's no significance to the number, so we're not even going to talk about that. You started at 5 because your dad got you into it, and your biggest role model is your dad. Why?
He's a hardworking man. I've always looked up to him from a sports standpoint, and just an overall good dude. Someone I want to be when I'm older.
Excellent. And on that note alone, introduce the people that are members of your family, Dom.
So I got my dad Jim, my mom Dawn, and then my sister Mia.
What do your mom and dad do for a living?
My dad works in logistics, and then my mom sells essential oils on the side.
Okay. And your sister, how old is she?
She's 21. She just graduated from Mizzou last spring.
Ooh, from Missouri?
Yeah.
What'd you get a degree in, or what's she doing?
So now she's working. She's a floor manager at a hospital.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So she went in the medical field, or she's
Yeah, it's in the medical field.
okay,
yeah,
but you're
yeah.
the boss rather than the nurse,
Yeah.
which is good because
True.
you got to have the boss helping the nurse keeps going in the right direction.
For
And
sure.
where'd you get a job?
It's at a hospital about 30 minutes away from me. I don't know the exact name of it.
Away from you here or away from you in Illinois?
Away from me in Illinois.
All right, and I'll do the geography again. Where's Bartlett, Illinois?
It's the western suburbs of Chicago.
Were we close to it the other day?
About 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
Yeah, not too far.
I think everybody in Chicago says that we're 45 minutes away. Good, because I never would have found it. I was lucky I found my way out of the bottom part. Okay? Fred Warner and Ray Lewis. Why?
I used to watch Ray Lewis highlights before flag football games with my dad. I'd watch his shuffle walkout.
Yeah.
And then Fred Warner recently, just because he's really versatile. He's just a really good linebacker overall.
Similar to you, he gets to a lot of plays.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's a really good linebacker,
Yeah.
good athlete.
He gets to a lot of places. That's good. I like that you pick guys in your position. And you do use your speed to your advantage. You're pretty good at golf. Now, does that mean pretty good at golf compared to other dudes, compared to football, compared to your family?
I would just say to dudes in general, I'm not great, but I love to play a
All
lot.
right. What's the best part of your game? The long drive, the chip, the putt.
I would say my short game, my chipping's probably my best.
Okay.
My driver's the worst for sure. Yeah.
Yes, I can identify with that tremendously. Well, so do you play when you get, not during football season probably as much as you do? Do you play around home or up here? Where do you play?
Yeah, I've played a couple of times up here. I played twice this fall, but in the summers when I play the most.
All right, good. Have some fun.
Yeah.
Just relax.
Yeah.
Did you stay up here this summer?
No, I went back home.
You went back home. Did
Yeah.
they give you a workout that you were supposed to do during the summer?
Yeah.
And it
yeah.
says you got to do this many, and you did, and you had a place to work out down there in Bartlett,
Yeah,
Illinois.
I did, yeah.
And people to go with, or did you have to go by yourself?
I went by myself, but I work out with other athletes that go to other schools
Okay.
and all that kind of thing.
So there's some people around that you're doing
Yeah.
it with. All right.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. You played baseball and also in high school. What position did you play?
I played first base and center field.
Really?
Yeah.
I envisioned you as a catcher, but I'll just
No.
go that first place or center field, that first base or center field. So you made the scoop in the dirt and you could run down a ball in the outfield.
Yep.
Where'd you hit in the batting order?
It was typically like 3.
3,
So-
because you hit for a good average, you could drive the ball.
I could, yeah.
And how was the baseball team at your high school?
We were pretty good. We went to a super regional my junior year, and
Okay.
then we won regionals my senior year. So
Super. So you were
we
darn good.
We were decent, yeah.
Yeah. And we have a good baseball team here at Whitewater, but you got enough to worry about just football, right? at the
Yeah.
moment. We're not
Oh,
going to
yeah.
worry about that. Okay. It says that your achievements were your all-state in football. What division was the school that you were? Do they do it by division, or how do they do it in Illinois?
Yeah, so we were in 5A, so there's 1 through 8A, and 8 is the highest population.
Yes, sir.
So we were just above like the middle.
Right. But do they do the all-state team with like the top 3 levels and the next 3?
Yeah, so they do an overall whole one, but they also do them by classes.
Okay. All right. Cool. And you made all-state. Here's the part that's probably a little bit more important. You were also academic all-state.
Yeah, I was. yeah.
Explain to the listening public what that means. Yeah, clap for that. That is exactly. I skipped that. Woo!
I believe it's over a 3.75 GPA,
Okay.
and it's just a list that comes out when you have the all-state accolade. It comes along with it, an academic on top of it.
Okay. So you got the all-state recognition for football, and they said, well, we're going to look at this kid's grades, and yours were pretty good.
Yeah, I had a pretty good high school education.
Outstanding. So it prepared you for Whitewater. What are you going into here?
I'm doing supply chain management and finance.
Okay. And this is a great business school. That means you're going to be in charge of getting stuff to where it's supposed to go.
Yes, sir.
Again, do you want to stay here, go back to Bartlett? Where do you want to go?
Yeah, I wanna work in the Chicago area for
Okay.
sure.
All right, good. Obviously, they'd be thrilled to have a man like you. We mentioned your sister's name, didn't we? I hate it when I get to the end that I didn't do that. We did, didn't we?
Yeah, we
All right,
did.
good. Outstanding. I'm telling you what, Dom, it has been a pleasure to watch you. You're only a sophomore, so you played a little bit, played a lot of special teams, still playing on some, but now we're in the regular rotation with linebackers, and we have some great linebackers, and we have had, so that bar's set pretty high, but
Yes,
excited
sir.
to have you around.
Yep, thank you.
You bet. Nice
All right,
talking to
Dom
you.
Barris. All right, one of our next players of the week is one of the scout team players on offense. Brad, help me out. Bradley Moraza or Moraza? Moraza. Bradley Moraza. Come on up. This is your first time up here. Hopefully one of many. One of many.
Be loud. If you don't, I'm going to yell at you. I want to yell at you. Okay. Bradley Moraza, you are playing on, what do we call it? You're playing on the JV game you played the other day. How did we do?
We did good.
We did good.
Yep.
Could you be more specific, like as in a score?
34-8, I believe.
That's pretty darn good. And who do we play?
Carol.
Carol? Good. It doesn't matter who you play as long as you beat them. All right. You are from Greendale, Wisconsin. You played tight end. When you were in high school, what other positions did you play?
Defensive end.
I can imagine that. Yes, I would have had you at defensive end first, but I'm sure they need you at tight end here. All right. Tell us about your family, Bradley.
I have a mom, a dad, and a sister. My mom is a nurse. My dad is the director of operations at Stratic Security. And my sister is a sophomore in high school.
At Greendale?
Yep.
What does she do for sports?
Track, basketball, softball.
So she's like you. She's
Yeah.
athletic. She's in a million things. What other sports did you do other than just football?
Basketball and baseball.
Basketball and baseball. All right. What'd you play in basketball?
Center.
Center. And were you tremendous at blocking out? What was your long suit on the basketball court?
Screens.
Screens. Because when somebody ran into you, they knew that they had been run into.
Yeah.
That a boy. I love you. Are my kind of basketball player. Okay. And every once in a while, you might get a shot up, but that's not what you're out there in the court. You're there to set screens. Your biggest role model are your parents. Why?
I mean, they're at all my sporting events, so it just means a lot for them to be there. So I'm hoping to do that one day for my kids.
Yeah. Chasing you around for a lot of years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they come to the JV game?
Yeah, they were there.
I bet they were. Did you get to dress for our home game 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
It's kind of fun doing that, even though you not be smart like because I was in that position a long time ago. You're not going to get in, but it's just nice to run out and be with those guys and look up at the stands, and it's a cool environment.
The atmosphere is awesome.
That a boy. All right, what did you play in baseball?
First base. Yeah.
Okay, was waiting for another one like you did somewhere. All right. So,
First
and what
base.
was your long suit in baseball? You were the high percentage. You were the RBI guy.
I mean, I probably, high percentage, just putting the ball in play.
What number did you bat in the lineup?
Like 6.
6. So you were knocking the people in that got on base ahead of you.
Yeah.
Were you pretty good at baseball at Greendale High School?
Yeah, I was pretty good.
Were they pretty good?
Oh, yeah. Our team was good.
Okay.
I think we made it to sectionals.
Oh,
Yeah.
outstanding. So you were close to making it to state.
Yeah, we were right there.
Yeah, that's really something because we work at a school that gets to go a lot, and it's very exciting to get up there to Appleton. It's too bad now you'll have to do something in college where you get to go. Your 2 top achievements, you're the most improved player in football. What year was that, Bradley?
I was junior going into senior year.
And they said this kid's made a tremendous jump. He's going to lead it for us next year. He's the most improved player.
Yep.
Okay, good for you. Congratulations. What's the coach's award for baseball mean?
I think it's just like, I think they were saying coachability, like just being able to adjust on the fly because we did do that a lot because we had some injuries that we had to deal with. So
during baseball?
Yeah.
And this wasn't one that gave everybody an award. They just said, well, we got to give Bradley something. Let's give him the coach's award. It really was an award.
Yeah.
Laugh. That was kind of a bad joke. But okay, good. Now we're rolling. All right. So what are you going into? Even though you're a freshman here, what are you hoping to go into?
Something in finance.
Something in finance. Our fabulous business school. Good for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. That and football.
Yeah, of course.
Who recruited you?
Smith back.
Okay. Who's left? But I'm not putting you in a bad spot here. Guy came over and said, you got to come to Whitewater. You got to see the game. Did you come on campus last year? Or you were a high school kid and said, this is where I want to go?
Pretty much. The business school is great. So
yeah. Oh, I love hearing that because you're actually looking. Because I'd love you to play football on in forever, but that is going to come to an end, and then your life is going to stare you in the face. And good, you got a good idea. All right, I've been saving this one for the end. Your favorite player is Gronkowski. Why?
Greatest tight end of all time.
He is an excitable fellow. Would you say that you play like he does? That you jump around, and I know you can't spike the ball in the end zone like he did, but man, that guy was a live wire.
In a way, yeah, I'd say.
Okay, because you seem pretty low key compared to that guy, but you're telling me that in your career you work it up to a pitch where you are like that when you get out there and jumping around catching balls.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to watch you play. That was very exciting talking to you.
All right, Brad, thank you very much. Bradley Morazza. All right, our final player of the week, offensive player of the week, one of the two, Blake Haggerty. Come on up here, Blake. First time we've gotten a chance to talk to him, too.
He was excited. He got up in the first one.
Oh, excellent.
Listening, Blake. You were ready to go early in this performance. Blake Haggerty, tell the listening public what. Be in there, be loud, or I'm going to yell at you. Okay? Yes, okay. Tell the listening public what number you are for the Warhawks.
Number 13.
13. What position do you play?
Receiver.
All right. Blake Haggerty, it says you're a junior from Plantation, Florida, but we introduced you as Castle Rock, Colorado. I know where both those places are, better than these places in Chicago. Blake Haggerty, for the listening public, where are you from?
So I was born and raised in Florida, and then in high school, during my freshman year, we moved out to Colorado for my parents' job. So my parents still live there now. I still go there over breaks, but it's kind of the balance.
Absolutely. Let's do geography in Colorado. Where's Castle Rock?
It's right in the middle of Colorado Springs and Denver.
Yeah,
so,
it's like right in the interstate there, right?
Yeah, so
I've been there. Okay, I thought that was it. Okay, that is a beautiful place because you're by the Air Force Academy. You have all that. Oh my! What did your mom and dad do that they were moved to Colorado?
My mom works for a health care company called Kaiser Permanente, and then my dad, he works for Huntington Bank. He's a banker.
Okay. And what job drew them to Castle Rock, Colorado?
Kind of both of them, but my mom's was the first.
Really?
So
Plantation, Florida, steamy hot, Colorado, really nice. How did you handle that?
It was a very different experience. I only saw snow one time before I moved to Colorado, and that was in New York. So it was completely different to get accustomed to and get used to.
Yeah, because we get snow here, but when you get snow in Colorado, you get like inches going toward feet in Colorado. Wow, good for you. That had to be an eye-opening experience.
Oh, it was different for sure.
Did you ever have to play in snow when you were playing at Castle Rock High School?
2 times. My sophomore year homecoming game was in snow, and that was a really cool experience, but I'd much rather play in the hot than the cold, that's for sure.
It's good because you know where you're making your cuts at, but it's hard to keep your feet and everything else going.
Yeah, and taking hits doesn't feel as good as it does when it's warm.
That's for sure. All right, your role models are Odell and Keenan Allen. Why Odell?
Honestly, that's just for the number. Picking 13, it was just people who wore the number before me. I study like Keenan Allen's film.
Yes.
Odell back in his prime, and then Stevie Johnson was another one.
Okay.
He's kind of a lower player, but guys who are perfect at their craft. I like to study guys that my game translates to.
Okay,
so.
and he did kind of originate the one-handed catch way back when in yesteryear, and now we do drills where we practice it, and you see it on the highlights all the time. I'm sure you've made a few in your illustrious career. Keenan Allen is still playing?
Yeah, still playing for the Chargers, and that's my football team. So that kind of helps me watch his film. I watch all their games.
All right, let's review. Plantation, Florida, Castle Rock, Colorado. How's San Diego how is Los Angeles your favorite team?
Man, it's a long story, but
give me the abridged version. You watch it on TV. And
my
you
grandparents. That's how we're gonna go.
Right.
Yeah,
that's cool because somebody like that.
Yeah, they live out there, and
because for those that aren't young, they used to play in San Diego and used to be pretty good when it was the AFL and threw the ball all the time, so they were always exciting to watch. And they're having a pretty good start this year, so you're going to like it all the more as the year continues, Blake. I think watching them play. All right. How is your grandfather your biggest role model?
He was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer in 2021, and told him, he only had 2-3 months to live. And they tried a new treatment on him, and it was successful. And just seeing his mentality and the way he carried himself throughout the entire situation to where he is today, I talk with him on a consistent basis.
So you're hinting at that he's still alive now in 2025, even though you said 20?
He's in his 80s. He's as healthy as can be. And yeah, just the way he lives every single day, just set a role model for me.
I think that's a round of applause for that one. That's pretty darn good there. And where in this menagerie of geography is he located at?
They're in Laguna Beach, California. So,
they're in California.
Yeah, all over the globe.
Well, you got a lot of places to go visit, Blake. We're going to have to get some addresses, Josh. I don't know if they'd like to welcome the radio guys, but we can certainly inquire about it. Okay. Don't know you love to watch movies. Okay, ready, Blake? Top 5, any genre. Top 5 movies. Start at the bottom and work up.
In no specific order. Good Will Hunting, Southpaw with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Okay.
It's tough because I want to pick a variety, but you can't.
Sure, you're well-based, but yes, keep going.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Because?
I mean, I'm not a big DiCaprio fan, but I love the role he played in the movie.
He was excited, yes.
Yeah. One of my dad's favorites that I just started rewatching is Caddyshack for
you roll now. You have to do the 5th one, but go ahead. You got another one?
I'll probably leave it at that.
All right.
Good diversity.
Hey, finish on a big note right there. That is a tremendous one. All right. How close were you? Oh, there we go. Got 1 minute. All right. You played basketball in high school. What position did you play?
I played in my early years of high school. I just played combo guard.
Okay. Your long suit was defense, passing the ball, shooting?
I'd say passing, shooting, just offensive.
Okay. And what'd you do in track?
100, 200, 4x1, 4x2. Nothing over that.
All the speed things. And were you this was while you were in Castle Rock, Colorado also?
Yeah, that's correct.
Were you pretty good at it? Did your team have some great success?
Yeah, we did. Our 4x4 team placed second in state.
Really?
Yeah, we have a kid right now who's running at Miami. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Where do they run the state track meet in Colorado?
Cherry Creek High School. So that's like the biggest high school there is in Colorado.
It's in Denver?
It's in Greenwood Village, which is just south of Denver.
Suburb.
Yeah.
Huh. That's exciting. Okay. What? You were summa cum laude. What does that mean? Seth? Blake Haffery?
Just being smart. Just being, I think it was 3.9 above. So, yeah, I stay on top of my academics.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Blake, you have to talk about that because you put this down here like, I didn't have much else to do, so I was summa cum laude. What are you taking up at Whitewater?
I'm finance real estate.
Okay, so you came. The business school is going to do you some good while you're here, and you're smart, so you're going to make right decisions. When you get done in 2 years, do you want to go back? You got a lot of choices here now. Do you want to go back to Colorado, back to Florida, back to California, or stay in Wisconsin?
I want to be in a bigger market, so maybe the Chicago area or Florida.
Okay.
But yeah, I want to be in one of those two. Probably not back to Colorado though.
Really? Because you had enough?
Yeah, it's just not my vibe.
Okay, yeah. And that's the great part. At that stage of the game, you'll be going. Boy, I tell you, Blake, we've been watching you for a couple of years here. It's really been nice getting a chance to sit down and talk to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Blake. Blake Haggerty.
Please continue the hard work.
Awesome players, as per usual, for the Whitewater Warhawks. We'll get Coach Jace Rindahl back up here. We'll close out the show. Again, Quarterback Club sponsors to thank that make this thing go for Whitewater football. First Citizen State Bank, Sports World, Stroop Insurance, Off-Season Academy, Keyway, Wolf Warehousing, and also Pete's Tire. All right, Coach Rindahl, now we turn our attention in week 3 to the University of Mary Hardin Baylor, who we have been a part of the broadcast the last 3 years for these, and they've been interesting games. I know 3 years ago, last-minute victory here. I believe they were ranked number 1 when they came to Perkins Stadium, and you beat them. And then 2 years ago down there, one-score game, and that was after a 3-hour lightning delay and a storm that they hadn't seen in years. And then last year, it was kind of frustrating right from the jump. So you have a lot of film, you got a lot of new people, a lot of turnover. They're a very successful program, as are you. I talk about this series because I believe in my conversations with some other people around Division III, Whitewater is the only program with a winning record against Mary Hardin Baylor, and the Warhawks are 8-3. Considering the success of that program, that's pretty darn good at that level of competition.
Mary Hardin Baylor, perennial powerhouse, right? One of a handful of teams that have won a national championship in the last, 15 years. So if anybody's ever played at their stadium or competed against their program, you know how good they are and how they go about it. The stadium and the environment there is as good as it gets at the D3 level, and we're just excited for the opportunity. We know they're going to be good. We feel good about ourselves. We're a confident football team. We're playing good football right now, and we just got to continue to grow and continue to take steps in the right direction. And but yeah, we're looking forward to the challenge.
When I talked to some people on Sunday and kind of previewing some of this stuff, they asked if there was any leftover feelings from last year, and are you going to use that as a chip on your shoulder going down there and motivation with how you guys played? Because without a couple of punt blocks for touchdowns, which are a rarity, and you got 2 of them in one game, that's not a great game for you guys against them. Is there any of that still lingering that you're using, bulletin board material, however you want to classify it, or is that flush, don't want to worry about it, new season, we don't even remember that took place?
Well, I think you're aware of it and you're remembering it, but this is a new team. This is a new group of guys, and they're a new team too. They got, I think I was going through the depth charts right before this, and handful of guys returning on offense, handful of guys returning on defense. They got a new offense coordinator. So the offense coordinator was with them on staff from 2018 to 2021, so there's familiarity there. So, but to your point earlier, I watched the 2019 film today. I watched the 2018 film today. I watched the 2024 film today. So, there's a lot of, familiarity there. But, at the end of the day, it is football. It's about tackling and blocking. And, they're going to be a heck of a challenge for us. But we're looking forward to it.
This is a trip, and we kind of saw that for people that were either experiencing or watching or listening. And that delay, it throws a wrench into what you guys do. And I know you have a 2-hour advanced kickoff from where you normally are, so that disrupts your routine. The schedule, this isn't taking a bus to the southwest side of Chicago. This is getting everybody together on the same page, flying down there. That takes a lot. There's a lot of things that you need to kind of get used to or learn about on the fly for some of these guys, and you kind of got to roll with the punches in that regard, and you can't necessarily be routine. Is it important for the coaches and the players to kind of just roll with things and not get too caught up and stay focused on the business at hand?
I think we run a pretty tight ship. So, you go back to fall camp and we give them a schedule from, 6:30 a.m. breakfast to lights out at 9:30 at night. And, that's pretty much how we'll be on this road trip. We'll knock out our practice on Thursday in the morning. Then we'll load the buses, get something to eat on campus. Then we'll start heading to Chicago to get on the plane. But Coach Martis has done an unbelievable job getting this trip prepared. He was with us back in 2023. So he's done this song and dance. So, but we'll have a good schedule for the guys. Sean Eichhorst is an alum that works for the University of Texas. So he's going to, provide us an opportunity to check out their facilities, same thing that we did back in 2023, which was just an awesome experience. Quarterback Club's going to help sponsor and get the guys to go to a football game on Friday night. So looking forward to that. And then, let's just hope for the weather to cooperate so we're not sleeping in the hotel or sleeping in the airport on Saturday night.
So you talked about the conditions, obviously, checking the forecast in Belton, 92, 93 degrees. It's heating up a little bit this week. It's nothing like it is going to be down there. You can't simulate that. How do you guys do that? Is there special hydration? Is there fruit? Is there training staff, helping get guys potentially ready for that sort of physicality and conditions that is going to affect that part of your game?
I think I went to church this week and the good Lord's given us some warm weather. So we're going to use that.
Coach. Can't hurt.
But you're going to train. You're aware of that. You're going to talk about it. We didn't get really exposed to the heat last Saturday like they initially thought it was going to come in the earlier parts of the week. But we'll be aware of that. Hydration and eating and sleeping, that all is emphasized every day. So we got to get ahead of it. We got to make sure we're eating or we're drinking extra fluids when we travel. And we'll have a little bit of 80-degree weather here. I talked to their head coach. I don't know if that was 2 days ago when I talked to Coach Harmon, but he said 83 on a kickoff, and by the end of it would be about 93. Mm-hmm. So it'll be hot, and we'll have to manage that. But both teams are playing in it. They're just a little bit more comfortable. So
you talked about the tour of Texas. You did that a couple of years ago as well. Former Whitewater guy. You did the high school football game. How important is it to not just take these road trips and just stay singularly focused on the game? There's got to be a little levity. There's got to be a little team camaraderie. There's got to be bonding. How important is that experience, do you think, in addition to the game, when you get to take this long of a trip and instead of taking a bus somewhere, you fly down? Very important. And I look back to my first year as a head coach, 2023. We had a road trip to Ohio, then a flight trip to Texas, and I really think that helped that team come together and grow, the relationships and just be a closer team. So I think that's something that we'll take advantage of is, we got a set schedule, but we know there's gaps in there, and we want our guys to have fun. And it is a business trip. We're going down there to win a dang football game and play the best we can play. Right. But at the end of the day, we're going to spend a lot of time together, and that's kind of what this thing's all about.
You can't spend all day sitting in your room. You got to be out with your teammates. You're going to go have some fun. The high school game, for some of these guys that went to regular-sized high school, will be pretty impressive because it's like, there were 5 bands and 3 dance teams.
The longest halftime show I've ever seen.
Well, we're gonna leave at halftime. We made that decision already.
I got no problem with that, Coach.
That's fine. Are you do you have them all prepared for the potential for bugs that are down there?
We have not brought the bug conversation up.
We'll bring that up. There'll be no bugs.
Yeah, hard wink on that. All right, you got anything left?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead, Coach.
The Cortez kids are having a lot of fun up there. Who might have joined them up there, Coach Rindahl?
Well, we got my beautiful wife, Caroline, Amy Liz Rindahl here, and our 3 kids. We got the oldest, Camille, over here, coloring. We got Dane crashing trucks with Roman, and then we got Clara over there doing something.
Oh, it's in the house. All right,
we got
the
the whole
girls came up
family
in the house, so there's room for her to fit in.
Yep, their whole team's here. They showed up, and what do? I take 2 of them to the bathroom. So that's what happens.
Your most important job is being their dad.
That's right.
Second compared to that, no doubt.
Family first.
Glad everybody could show up. Good luck to you down in Texas, and we'll see you down there, all right?
Thanks, guys.
All right, that's head coach Jace Rindahl. Are we taking next week off, and then are we back for the lacrosse game? Do we know the schedule?
Yeah, we do have the schedule. I believe that's what we're doing, what we did the first year back in 2023.
Are we having one next week or no?
No.
No,
not next week.
No next week.
No next week. We'll be back before the start of the WIAC season and UW lacrosse. But in the meantime, try to go 3-0. If you can't watch, if you can't make it, obviously listen to 105.9 The Hog. Coach and I, pregame's at 10 o'clock. Kickoff at 11 down in Belton. Thanks to the Real McCoys. Thanks to all of you for coming. Thanks for watching. Go Warhawks.
Go Hawks.